Well, I am live. So, welcome to our December horoscope. And making it quite early because I'm going to be out of town next week for a whole week. I'm going to be in one of the most spiritual places on the planet named Sedona. And I am going to be in heaven because I'm going to be hanging around some of my most best, amazing colleagues, friends, gurus, especially Eve, Dr. Pi, Sati, Togi. And we're going to be learning about nakshatras, learning about fixed stars, learning about how to mix those and predict. Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. So, this is why we're taking care of the December horoscope right now. Okay. Um, Let me see if I can pull this up. Okay, so starting December, obviously, the most important thing that I noticed was this conjunction of Jupiter and Mars, okay, in the sign of Libra. And this is a very, very good combination of Jupiter and Mars because this is creating something known as Guru Mangal Yoga. The Guru is a teacher. Guru meaning Guru, the teacher, the divine person who teaches you about universe and life. And at the same time, Guru is knowledge, philosophy, spirituality. It's about learning something higher than yourself, higher than your ego. That's what it means. Jupiter means you're here to learn something above your ego. So if you're an atheist, you're like, I don't believe in nothing, there's no God, nothing, you da 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 da. That's your own ego. That's your screwed up ego that you have created in your head. That's why humans are stupid. We are very, very stupid people. According to rest of the beings that are in this solar system and in the universe, we're the lowest of the lowest. So then Jupiter says, look, if you want to go a little bit higher than your stupidity, you gotta like understand my level. Then when you have this, that means okay, you are aware of it. Like, okay, I want to learn something. I want to, know about the divine. I want to know about the architect of this universe. But then comes Mars. Mars and Jupiter are very good friends. It's like an advisor, the attorney to the president, Jupiter. And Mars is the general for the president. Both are working for the president, which is the sun. So Mars, Jupiter, and Sun are three very strong masculine planets. They work with each other. And Mars and Jupiter are conjunct together. So this creates a Guru Mangal Yoga. Mangal, which is Jupiter, or I'm sorry, Mangal, which is Mars, it's about action. It's about literally thinking less and doing more. Some of the entrepreneurs that you meet online, in person, and they're like, get off your ass. Right now is the moment. Today is the first day of your rest of your life. You gotta make things happen. You can't just be living poor all your life. You gotta take action like I did. Why is that person like that? Because their Mars is very strong. And when you hear some motivational speech, you get very excited because your Mars becomes active. But as soon as you leave, the Mars comes back to its own self. Like, yeah, well, maybe I'll think of a plan. Maybe I'll open up some company. Okay. What Mars and Jupiter does, it's like a a on button. Okay, I've got the knowledge from this person. This person is my guru. And now I'm going to take this knowledge and I'm going to put it into action no matter what happens. And this is why anytime you have just in your own horoscope conjunction of Mars and Jupiter, this Guru Mangal Yoga, this shows that you can steer through any problem. I don't care if these planets are debilitated or exalted. I don't care if they're in the 8th house, 6th house, 12th house. When I see this, I know a person can go through the hardest of time and they are going to steer through. And they're going to make it because their knowledge is backed by action. the teachings that they're learning, the things that they're observing, they're putting that in action. So if they're working even in, let's say, in an office space, and they watch their manager, they observe their manager, how this business works. So let's say if you're in a mortgage company, you're making very little and you're observing. You're like, okay, this is person's doing this. This is how they make their money. This is how they. The Mars Jupiter will wheel in that education. That okay, I learned this. Am I gonna keep learning this and be this way, or am I gonna move forward with my knowledge? This is Guru Mangal Yoga. Okay, so this is a very powerful time period, especially in December, to take action towards something and be motivated enough to actually finish that action that you started. So if let's say you heard some guru, some investment guru says, you gotta open up a corporation, you gotta invest this, you gotta do this. This Jupiter Mars will be like, okay, you learned this, now let's do it, and you'll finish that if you started this task in Guru Mangal time period. Now, Jupiter, Mars are in Libra. Okay, this is a very this is not the worst of the placement for Jupiter and Mars. It's not the greatest of placement of Jupiter and Mars, because see, Libra, the main thing you have to know about Libra, as much as you jump on relationships and marriage about Libra, and much as you say, oh, Libra is balance. Oh yes, no. You know what Libra is? Libra is compromise. You gotta give something to receive something. How does that work? If you see the scales of the Libra, those are not the scales of law as we think it is. It is actually the scales of the merchant. You know what merchant is? Like in India, especially in the market, and then he puts the weight on something, and then he puts the vegetables on the other, and balancing it out. So what is it that means? What does that scale means? It says you are compromising, okay, this weight on the other side to balance out the stuff that you want. And you're going to compromise your money to get what you want. This is why Libra is compromise, because Libra is unionship. In a unionship, whenever a person only takes, it's not going to last. When you give and take, that's where you get something. It's compromising, right? So Mars is the least of the planets that wants to compromise. Mars does not want to compromise. Mars doesn't want to work with other people. Mars doesn't want to compromise. Mars doesn't want to be all, in a union with something. Mars is a lone soldier. It's going to come, it's going to do its job and move on. That's how Mars is. And then Jupiter is there with Mars. So what happens is it's tamed. Mars's ability to not compromise is tamed by Jupiter, because Jupiter is saying that, look, we're best friends, and we're here in this house that is wanting us to compromise. Okay, I have the higher intelligence to settle into any placement possible. I can adjust. I know the divine plan of the universe. I know you, my friend, do not really want to compromise. You want to control everything, but listen. Let me teach you something about life here. When you compromise, you become stronger. So now what Mars is like, okay, I can tame myself. So this Guru Mangal Yoga in the sign of Libra, wherever it's happening in your horoscope. So if you're an Aries ascendant or Aries moon, okay, both look it from both angles. Where is Jupiter and Mars in Libra from the moon sign and from your ascendant? So if your moon is in Aries, it's going to be in the 7th house. If you are an Aries ascendant, it's going to be in the 7th house. If let's say you are a Cancer moon, it's going to be in the 4th house from the moon. And from the ascendant, let's say you're a Taurus, then it's going to be in the 6th house. So these are the places where you are going to be asked to compromise. But you are going to fulfill the task of that house. So if, let's say, a unionship requires you to compromise your money to make the relationship work, you will have the motivation to do that. You're not going to question it twice or thrice. Like, okay, he wants this money, but I love this money, But if I don't, she's going to get mad at me because she wants to shop, this and that. Okay, you know what? Here's the money. Let's do this. Let's, whatever we are here together, let's do that. So that motivation factor comes in to compromise because you want to receive something. But also you have to realize is that Mars and Jupiter are fiery planets. Their natural significance, forget the positive and negative of Mars and Jupiter. Their absolute element, like when God created Jupiter and then God created Mars, it's Agni, it's fire. The very first thing that happens is that the fire comes in. Whether it's fire of argument, passion, domination. It's going to start that way. Even if I'm telling you this, it's going to start with fire. Fire is going to lead to the air element. It's going to spread. Okay? Once that fire element comes in, that's when the Karkavastha of planet comes in. That's when its second nature comes in. That, okay, I am aggressive, I am educated, and I am motivated. Okay, so I've spread this fire, but now I'm motivated to either clean it, balance it, control it. This is how then you look. And especially depending upon the other more important thing that you have to understand about Mars and or any planet is its directional strength. Forget even debilitation and exaltation. The directional strength of these planets really helps, number one. So if let's say you are a Libra ascendant, your moon is in Libra, this is going to make your Jupiter more dominating. Jupiter is going to control Mars. Jupiter is going to control that anger, the dominating factor. This will show you because Jupiter has directional strength where? In the first house. Why the first house? First house is head. What is up here in the head? Brain. What is Jupiter? Intelligence. This is why whenever Jupiter comes into the first house, it has direction. I know exactly what I need to do. So when it comes to your compromise, when it comes to dealing with your relationships, you will know the direction that you have to take. You have to compromise, not compromise. How much do I need to compromise? Do I need to break up or not? That's why it's important. Now, let's say you are a Capricorn ascendant. That means Jupiter and Mars are in the 10th house. Now who has direction? It is Mars who has direction. Mars, the fighter, the soldier, is in the battlefield, the jungle. And he's the one who's able to, see who's coming, where's the enemy is, and who do I need to hunt. Here, the Jupiter's element becomes weak because a guru doesn't know how to deal with the enemy with the knife. Jupiter knows how to deal with the enemy with the words and lower intelligence. Because the enemy with the knife will come, cut the throat of Jupiter, and that's it, done. Mars is the one who has to protect it. So now the aggression of Mars becomes more dominating. Here, Mars will not, listen to Jupiter's advice as much. Here, Mars is going to show its way to not compromise in the workspace, in the professional workspace, and use its intelligence to steer through the enemies. It doesn't want to be like this in its directional strength. Mars is like this in directional strength. Okay, thanks, Guru. Yeah, I got it. Okay, bam, shoots that person. Okay, so the intelligence is more prevalent in the action-oriented sector of the sky. Where in the ascendant, for a Libra ascendant, you will notice this, with whether moon is in Libra or ascendant is Libra, Jupiter is going to be like Mars. Center your energy, use your brain, and take this energy and turn it into a more peaceful environment, in a peaceful manner. Meaning, instead of hitting somebody, do yoga. Instead of hitting somebody, work out. Instead of hitting somebody, do Tai Chi. And that's when you will see how you and I work together. And at this point, Mars is like, okay, let me try this. And when it tries it, it's like, wow, that is really working. I'm very disciplined. So discipline comes in with Jupiter, Mars together, but especially the discipline in the directional strength will be much more stronger. So this is the most important thing you have to realize. The directional strength of planets can supersede the debilitated, exalted placement of planet. And the reason why I'm concentrating on Jupiter and Mars specifically, because I've already covered Saturn, I've already covered Rahu, Ketu. They're slow-moving planets. They're doing the exact same thing as they have been. They're going to be slowly moving that. Because if you really want to understand these slow-moving planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Ketu, Rahu, then you have to really do the reading, like the monthly reading. I'll have to do it on the Padha level. Okay, so Rahu's in Cancer, Rahu's in Ashlesha, but it's in the Padha 2 or Padha 3 of this Ashlesha Nakshatra. Okay, this is what's going to be happening, and that's when it's going to really give a more profound effect. But this is why when we concentrate on something new, it tells you that, okay, we know what the planetary alignments are. How is this taking shape? Now, you can relate this placement with other things. So Rahu and Ketu are in Cancer and Capricorn. Jupiter and Mars are in Libra. What does that tell you? The very first thing that tells you, they are square from each other, meaning Kendra from each other. And this shows that the compromising that you will do, the discipline that you will do, is going to be much more of a harder task than before. Because the tripod, remember the tripod? How like my webcam is on the tripod right now. A tripod supports something, okay? Where a square, well, this is a rectangular, a square is like a flat surface, okay? That has, so if this is a flat surface of a square, what does that tell you? This is a battleground. This is the field. This is why square is known as the harder position, because this is the battlefield. Here's Mars, here's Jupiter, here's Rahu, here's Ketu. They're all looking at each other. They're like, okay, what do we do now? The tension is building. Okay? But when you have the support of a triangle, what is happening? They're all simply are trying to put a structure together. The triangle needs to be held. So they support each other. They help each other. Like, look, we got to put this together. I know we hate each other, but let's do it. Let's just keep holding this position. But when you put the tripod, when it's done, and you come to that square, opposite or on the sides, that is when it's a battlefield. That's when it's more of like that challenge. So there could be foreign challenges. There could be that neediness to implode within them oneself while trying to compromise in the sector where Jupiter and Saturn is, or Jupiter and Mars is, sorry. And especially why this particular position becomes even more challenging for Jupiter and Mars, because Saturn is third from itself, third from Jupiter and Mars. What is the third house? I think this is known as Quincux position in Western astrology, but third position is the position of effort. So from Jupiter and Mars, who are trying to balance and compromise, Saturn is saying that you're going to have to put 10 times the effort, because I am third from you. I am third from you. Because I'm third from you, whatever you try to do, you are going to, first of all, work 10 times as hard, and you're going to boost a lot about how you're good at compromising things. Like, you may argue with your better half, your business partner, that, look, I'm compromising. See, I am so good in a relationship. What are you? They're going to argue back. Why? Because in their horoscope as well, Jupiter and Mars are conjunct. Saturn is third from itself. They're saying, I compromise as well. So you see how a square and this, I guess, quincux position, or the third position, are the position of effort. Efforts and results. And Jupiter and Rahu and Ketu, they're actually, as much as people think, they're not enemies of Jupiter. And they're not enemies of Mars. They're simply like Jupiter and Mars are from one kingdom. Rahu and Ketu are from the other kingdom. And they're like, well, yeah, I gotta support my kingdom, you gotta support yours, whatever. You have to work, we have to work. But if we have to battle each other, we are gonna battle each other. So Rahu is neutral to Jupiter, because remember, Jupiter is the only planet that controls Rahu. Sun cannot control Rahu, Moon cannot control Rahu. Okay, Saturn cannot control Rahu. Jupiter is the one that controls Rahu, and Jupiter also controls Ketu as well. This is why, because Jupiter controls Rahu and Ketu, and Jupiter kind of like takes them and says, no, you're going to behave with me. This is why Ketu and Rahu have trinal aspects, 5 and 9 aspects. They embrace the guru who can, they're like, wow, this person can actually control us. I thought we were invincible. I thought we were mortal. But this guru now is here controlling us. You know what? We gotta learn what this guru does. So what does guru has? Jupiter. It has a trinal aspect. That's why they're like, okay, we'll take the trinal aspect of him. We'll try to be like guru, because he is very powerful, because he controlled us. So this is how, I mean, you can actually see some of the stories in mythology like Rig Veda about Jupiter and Rahu and Ketu playing out these stories. So this is a position where, especially if you do manual work, let's say you start working out, you're going to get results, because especially Mars is in Chitra Nakshatra. Chitra and Swati are nakshatra of sculpting the body, modeling, bodybuilding. Chitra is about picture. So you'll see a lot of people who are going to want to balance their routines in life. See, balance is not just a relationship. Compromise is just not in a relationship. Compromise is my work and my health, my home life and my work life, my body and my mind. So people are going to try to work this out. And they're going to work. They're going to feel like, yes, I'm working hard. I want to work hard. Why? Because Saturn is making them put the effort, being third from Jupiter and Mars. And Rahu, Ketu are square from them, which means they're like, I'm ready for battle. Okay. So otherwise, the other position, you know, like Mercury is going to be conjunct Saturn. Let me see. Yeah, in December, Mercury is going to be conjunct Saturn. And let me see how they will be by December 31st. Yeah, so Mercury is going to be retrograde. So it's going to come back to, I think Mercury is going to be retrograde far sooner than that. I think it's December 4th or 5th. Mercury is going retrograde. Yeah, Mercury is going retrograde on the 4th. So obviously, because of the fact Mercury is going to come with Saturn, that means our communication is going to become very serious. Our ability to learn things will become more of a serious subject. We're not going to be like, you know, screwing around with what we learn. Mercury, Saturn are very good friends. Okay, so naturally your communication will become very strict. Your communication is going to become, you know, very authoritative, to the point. But then Mercury is going to go retrograde back into Scorpio. And in Scorpio, Mercury's language becomes very harsh. Especially in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, Mercury is like a sailor's mouth. So watch out. Once Mercury goes retrograde, do not use curse words to anybody. Number one. Don't use curse word against somebody. Don't write emails to anybody saying you're this, you're that. Don't try to blackmail anybody. Jyeshtha people love to blackmail, and then they get caught. So don't, when Mercury is going retrograde, do not, especially in Jyeshtha, don't try to blackmail someone. Oh, you did this, I'm going to do this to you now. Oh, you're not going to give me that? You watch what I do to you. Because once you do that, it is retrograde. Remember, it's not direct. It's not going to help you progress in your challenges. It's going to throw you back. So if somebody is, let's say, not compromising with you, somebody is not, you know, willing to share something or give something on time to you, don't be going out there trying to, like, in your verbal text messages and all that, try to challenge them. Because like I told you with my social media video on my main channel, KR's channel, they can take your text message and email, post it online. Look what he's saying. So communication is very important, especially in Jeshta, to be careful of. And sure, you're gonna see your communication get disturbed, your internet connection, your cell phone, this and that. But main thing you have to understand, in a particular placement of Mercury, especially when it's in Jeshta, is stay away from blackmailing, stay away from being jealous. Don't try to curse a lot, because that activates the energy of retrograde Mercury. Don't use the F words and whatever words in your language during this time period of retrograde. And if you do that, you'll be fine. But depending upon, which house the Mercury rules, especially let's say Mercury is ruling your eighth house or transiting the eighth house, don't do sexting during this period. Don't send somebody your junks. Don't send somebody, pictures of whatever your body part you want to send. Stay away from that. Wait till it goes retrograde, then send it to someone. Okay, just like this U.S. senator. Oh my God, man. U.S. senator was like this old 75, 70, 80 years old man. Took a picture of his junk, sent somebody on Twitter. How moronic of people are today. And she just took his picture and posted it on her. That's how the effect of retrograde works. Okay, so, and I think in retrograde of Mercury, you may see more older scandals coming out. So like, we're dealing with all these sexual scandals in Hollywood or around the world. Now Mercury is going back saying, guess what? I found another person who did this. Or another person will come out towards someone else. But do not, like I said, do not blackmail someone. Don't challenge, don't lie about things. Jeshta is about lying too. They are very good at lying. And they can, especially with Mercury, the communicator, they can become that, this person is being accused, let me put something too. Don't be that stupid, because if you get caught, then again, that information will be online forever and your name will be ruined. Nobody is going to hire you because they're going to know you try to wrongfully accuse someone of something. So just minimize your text messages, online contact, and especially like, being impulsive to send somebody your nudes. So don't do that. So this is, I think, just the most important analysis you need to get. There's nothing else you want to know. There's nothing, don't worry about the sun, don't worry about moon, where it's transiting. The main things that I told you, focus on that. You don't have to worry about every single planet on a monthly basis. Okay, focus on planet that I want you to focus on them, and that's it. Okay, so this was my analysis, you guys. What else is going on? Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be in Sedona. I'm just gonna be in heaven. We're gonna be going to vortexes. We're gonna be doing like this fire bonfire ritual, and just like learning about astrology. I'm just like, am I in Sedona right now? Oh, so that's what I'm, really, really willing to learn. Especially, I was talking to Eve just 2 weeks ago. She's like, yeah, I'll teach you about this and the fixed stars and how they're relating to nakshatra. So I'm just like, yes, bring it on. And it is so funny. Every single person that I know of, Joni, myself, Togi, Dr. Pi, Eve, and there's one other person, we're all arriving at the same time at the same airport. I'm not telling you the time, but we're all arriving at the same time. So it's like it's going to be a huge group going to the rental car, renting our cars, and all driving together to Sedona. It's just going to be fun. But anyway, those of you who are new and you need to know where your planets are placed, and where exactly these planets are transiting from the moon, ascendant, check out my link, astrologycares.com. Along with my, reading, my new Dasha and Nakshatra reading too are there right now. Otherwise, I don't know what else you guys have. What else do you guys have to say? Do I have a visa? Yeah, I mean, I'm a natural born citizen of India, so of course I have a lifelong visa to India. The only thing is, if I was to come to India, then I'll have to bring my kids, my wife, and believe me, it gets expensive. And I've already got this trip coming, and yeah, that I want to come to India, but man, when I try to look at some of these flight prices and how expensive now India is too, I'll wait. I'll wait. Um, but I do want to come though. I want to come. I want to, especially I want to go to Bharti Vidya Bhavan. I want to meet K and Rao. You never know. I might just do it next year. I think Mark Boney might go next year to India. I might just show up for like 4 or 5 days and just come back. So you never know. I'm eccentric. I'm eccentric. So I might just leave. I might just come in January. You never know. So yeah. So hopefully this has helped you guys. Um, I don't know what else. Any concerns? What am my opinion on Sadhguru? Sadhguru is I love that guy. He's very practical. He doesn't deal with any of the nonsense of people. See, the thing is, well, I'll tell you the difference between Sadhguru and us. We tend to bring our ego and opinions when we try to argue with him. Some people will say, well, what about this and this and this, and you're doing this, this, and this. That's their own garbage in their head that they have created about how the world is and what the world is, and they try to argue with Sadhguru. Because I watch all his debates, and then Sadhguru gives such a simple answer. His answers are so simple that you know that what he's talking about is not his ego or what's in his head. It's what universe has told him, what universe has showed him. So this is why whenever I watch any debate of this person versus Sadhguru, that's where I feel the stupidity of humans. Like, first of all, we should not be debating. We debate very quickly. Somebody comes and says something to you, oh my God, how dare you say that? How dare you challenge my culture, my belief system? And we become that lower form of ourselves where we counter argue. And you can go to Buddha. If Buddha was meditating and sitting, saying, Buddha, you're a complete idiot. You don't know what you're doing. You're just sitting here pretending to be some guru, some sage, some enlightened being. You're an absolute moron. You know what Buddha will say in his thing? You're absolutely right. That's it. He won't argue with you. Like Buddha said, you can argue with a fool. And most of the time, we are all fools. Less than 1% of the human beings are not fools. And I'm trying to be that 1%. But the moment you argue, the moment you bring your own belief, like it's easier to say, I don't know. So that's my opinion on him. He knows what he's doing. He's not pretentious. He's not many people think he's fake, he's this and that. You can see, you can feel it. You can feel it in their vibration. Forget what they say. You can feel it in their vibration who this person is. That's it. That's one gift we have, stupid humans. Well, that's what I just discussed. That's what I was just discussing, the Jupiter-Mars conjunction. I think once my video is uploaded, you can look at it and feel it. Hey, that's what she said too. Last night. That's very true. Just because you are angry about something doesn't make it right or wrong. You're just angry because it's all about the way you grew up, the type of people you're around, what you watch on the TV, what you hear on the news, and you're like cultivating all these emotions that are like, Sadhguru, this is you're wrong. You're not supposed, this is how not the public is. This is not what democracy is, and this and that. And Sadhguru just like, he's not looking at you as this person who's intelligent. He's looking at this person who's like just a mixture of his environment and trying to argue with him. And he can't, of course he can't say anything to somebody's face, but apparently he's just laughing at all of us. Believe, when you're enlightened, When you connect with the universe, like really, not even metaphorically, like physically, you connect with the universe, you're no longer a human. You're no longer at this plane of our intelligence. You go far, high, and above, and after that, there's no coming back. Coming back. I'm hoping that I find it too. Yes, of course, I remove all gemstones. Gemstones are a waste of money and waste of time. They're good for like maybe healing stones or for meditation. Like for meditation, you can buy like a lapis lazuli, I think it's called, and you can buy some other stone for $10. You put them in your hand, you can meditate, but don't think like gemstones gonna bring you money and fame and give you a husband and wife. These are such. This is like this is where I have that South gurus type intelligence. Like, no, don't, please, don't. They do nothing. Gemstones do nothing. When they do something and I can really see it and feel it, I'll tell you guys about it. That okay, this one works. But so far, they don't do anything. You know, when you get the husband and wife, when the time comes up, they show up. That's it. Okay? Because I've done all that. I've wore all these gemstones back in the mid 20s about, oh, getting a girlfriend and wife and this and that. I want a wife. And nothing happened. Nothing happened till my late 30s. So, so don't fall for all this junk, and including yantras too. Like, oh, this is a Veshikaran yantra, and this is this yantra. It'll bring you the love back. And if you look at it, the money will come in. My God, please, that's no, no, no. How to analyze moksha in horoscope? Well, for this, you're gonna have to look at three charts: the birth chart, Navamsha, and especially Vimsamsa chart. And especially in Vimsamsa, the easiest way to see moksha is if, first of all, if you have water ascendant, like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and the same water ascendant is present in Vimsamsa chart, it shows that this person is on a path to moksha. If, let's say, you have fire ascendant, fire triangle, and then you have moksha triangle in Vimsamsa, that shows that this person's fire within is going towards being aggressively going towards moksha. But if, let's say, you have water sign in the birth chart, earth sign in Vimsamsa, then it's like an imbalances that. Then it shows that you're here to really do the physical work. Right now, that's your job. And if you get lucky, you find a guru, you might find moksha. But also, moksha is seen pretty much through yogas as well. If you have, let's say, Muni Yoga, Saraswati Yoga, you know, if you have Vrinchi Yoga, Vrinchi Yoga present in the birth and Navamsha leads to spirituality. Vrinchi Yoga occurs when Jupiter, Saturn are in Kendra or Trikon, and the fifth lord itself is in Kendra or Trikon. And most of the time, Jupiter, Saturn should be in Kendra. Well, fifth lord is in Kendra or Trikon. That creates a Vrinchi Yoga. That leads a person to spiritual life, and through that, they can receive moksha. Or like Muni Yoga occurs when the ascendant lord of Navamsha is conjunct the birth ascendant in the birth chart, especially in the ascendant, creates a Muni Yoga. This person, the Muni, they're on a spiritual path. And they're supposed to just let go of all the material things. Because Navamsha represents that material thing. Why? It's marriage. Marriage is a material bondage. Material bondage is turning into a more spiritual path. But there's like tons of yoga. There's like 10, 15 yogas that I know of, but I just can't remember on top of my head. Like I have to go into my list. Oh, I don't even have my folder here. Folders in my closet where I have all these things written down. Whenever let's say if somebody's asked me a question for that, I'll go and look at it. I can't remember every yoga. Oh, no. I'm sure there's a way in horoscope, especially looking at Sastyamsa chart. like exactly what your immediate life was and what karmas you're trying to fulfill in this life. Let's say if Sastyamsha may show, or even the birth chart may show that your wife is going to divorce you because of her father not being happy with you. Well, in past life, and this is going to sound weird, her father may have been your spouse and you left them for a third party. These are the things we can see, but we can't really say how many births you have taken. You know how many births you have taken? On average, at least 7, 8,000 births, 9,000 births, 10,000 births. There's a lot of births. And you keep recycling it. You will keep recycling it, recycling it, recycling it. Okay? There's no ending of this. The only way you end it is when you know how to end this circle of life, which is through enlightenment and moksha, which is seeking more spirituality. That is the way out. You can do very good deeds in this life. You can donate money to everybody. You can, live a very simple life. You love everybody, but that doesn't mean you're gonna get moksha or enlightenment. You're just recycling your karmas again. You'll keep doing that. You'll just keep living good lives. But if you really want to excel and go to some different place or go to that source energy, then you gotta do something completely different than even good or bad deeds. Good or bad deeds is nothing in terms of moksha or enlightenment. For that, you have to activate something within you. You have to change your DNA within through meditation, Kriya Yoga, you know, through certain practices. You change your DNA where DNA is like, oh, I'm no longer human. Oh, okay, I guess I'm done with this. Now you go. Moksha real? Come on, I can't even answer that question. It's absolutely fake, bogus. So anyway, guys, hopefully this was good enough for your monthly horoscope. Bye bye.